Okay, now let's get to the top story of the day. We've got the Miami Dolphins making a big signing. They have extended running back De'Von Achane. It's a 4-year contract, $68 million. That includes $32 million guaranteed. Saquon Barkley and Christian McCaffrey are the two highest paid running backs in the NFL, and Achane is third. And naturally, with the Dolphins going through a transition type season with a new quarterback, new offensive line, new coach, new GM, it makes sense to make sure that their running back is taken care of because he's going to be getting the ball a lot this coming season. Meanwhile, will the Giants be throwing to Malik Nabers in time for the first week of the season? We thought so, but maybe not so sure. He had a second surgery, which they're saying is a cleanup, reports NFL Network, after the ACL issue that he had last season. The Giants host the Cowboys on Sunday Night Football to kick off the year, and Nabers probably going to miss the majority of training camp with this second procedure here. We'll keep an eye on it as we get closer in the summer. In the NBA last night, the Cleveland Cavaliers finally broke through. They won a road game in Detroit as 4.5-point road dogs. Detroit looked like they were going to cruise in this game. They were up 15 at the half, but then Cleveland stormed all the way back. There was some criticism for James Harden. Well, not so much anymore. He was the key last night. 30 points for Harden, 8 rebounds and 6 assists. Cade Cunningham had 39 in a losing effort. And now Kenny Atkinson's team can wrap it all up in Cleveland on Friday. Here he is on this big road win.
You hope it propels us, right? You hope it galvanizes us. You hope, again, we carry it forward, right? Like this is, that was a battle-tested win, against a heck of a team on the road. But you hope it, I think you build mental toughness with games like this. You build, thicker skin, all that. Balls going each way, balls flying out. I mean, it was chaos out there. But our guys are seasoned. James helps. He helps a lot. He never, like I said before the game, never know if you're down 20, up 20. Just calm the whole time.
You're going to have to choke the life out of this team, right? We're not going to go down without a fight. We're not going to go down without kicking, punching, grabbing, clawing. And that's just who we are. And we've been in this position before, and we were able to work our way through it. And I expect our guys to be ready mentally to go out and compete at a high level.
A lot of pressure on JB Bickerstaff going into Cleveland for the next game, but the revelation for Cleveland had to be James Harden, averaging 24 points a game in the last 3, but really this past one led to the victory. Here's Harden on his performance.
This is new for me. So we keep talking about, I've only been here 2.5 months, you know what I mean? So the things that we were going through is all new, so learning how to be, in second option and feed and play off Donovan, when to be aggressive, when he has it going. Last game, second half, he did some things that we haven't seen in a very, very long time, you know what I mean? So it's and he's capable of doing that every single game. So, finding when to be aggressive, when to be a playmaker and things like that. So, and then offensively finding what works for us, for me to be successful, to get guys, shots and open looks. So it all comes together, and I think we're building in the right direction. And throughout that process, there's going to be some, times where, we don't look as great. But I think overall we all got the right mindset of wanting to help each other be better. And, I think we're finding that as of lately.
Yeah. I mean, tonight was tough. Tough loss. Obviously, we wanted to protect our home court. We failed to do that. Being up 3-2 is an advantage for them. It's first of 4 wins, though. We know that. We've had our back against the wall before. And at the end of the day, I mean, if we can't win a game on the road, how far are we really going to get in the playoffs? How far are we going to get in this league? So, got to go win a game on the road. That's what we're going to go do.
All right, so NBA, of course, getting a little interesting there in that series. Okay, also a quick note here from Major League Baseball before we move on to some of the highlights from last night. Today, the Seattle Mariners are placing All-Star Cal Raleigh on the injured list, catcher, first time ever on the IL, having a tough year to begin with. Okay, now to last night. Shohei Ohtani pitched very well again. 7 innings pitched, 8 strikeouts. It looks like Ohtani wants that Cy Young. He's going to have to beat out Paul Skeens. I don't know if it'll happen, but the Dodgers 4-game losing streak is over as they beat the Giants 4-0. Here is Dave Roberts on breaking the streak.
How do you just kind of describe this team win that you guys had today?
It was a team win. Obviously, it started with Shohei on the mound and 7 innings and throwing a shutout. Got a little help with that double play at the end of his outing. Yeah, I mean, I thought he was really good tonight. And offensively, I just thought that situationally, we just had a lot of good intent, good at-bats, and certainly to have a couple homers tonight from Espinal and Mookie was helpful.
Meanwhile, the Braves' winning streak continues. They win their 4th straight and end up beating Shota Imanaga. It was J.R. Ritchie starting the game, but the key shot was from Mauricio Dubon. He hit a 2-run home run and talked after the game about coming back and winning.
I'm here with the hero, Mauricio Dubon Yastrzemski, with a huge hit, but you put the exclamation point on it with that big hit. How about your homer?
It was good, man. It was good, but I don't get there without Yaz. You know, Yaz put a great at-bat. He's been sitting down for like 8 innings, you know, and coming in and putting that at-bat he did, put a good swing and, you know, give us the lead. It was a little bit more comfortable going out there and looking for the pitch I wanted to drive.
Padres beat the Brewers despite Jacob Misiorowski's strong start. 3-1 was the final. Misiorowski threw 7 shutout innings, but the bullpen gave it up as the Padres scored 3 runs in the top of the 9th. Xander Bogaerts with a 3-run home run. Here is Misiorowski, who said he didn't have his best stuff, but it sure looked like it.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly didn't feel like I had my best stuff. Like, I thought I was spraying those first few innings, and what helped a lot was the guys over there. They were swinging, and you know, they were putting balls in play, and some were falling. But you know, that's probably the biggest factor of it all.
Big concerns for the Yankees as Max Fried only went 3 innings yesterday and left with a sore elbow, going to be examined. Naturally, this usually leads to an IL stint. Orioles win 7-0. Here is Fried after the game on the injury.
Max, can you just describe what you were feeling in your elbow that caused you to come out of the game?
Yeah, I would say it's hard to completely explain, but just whether it's like a hyperextended or just like banged kind of that back of the elbow, the tricep area, just a little uncomfortable, tight, especially in between innings. It's hard for me to kind of warm up, loosen up. First hitter of the inning would be like 88, 90, 91. And by the end, you know, 4th, 5th hitter, 20 pitches in, I'm able to kind of get things loosened up. But just wasn't sharp, and it was just hard to kind of keep bouncing back, and you know, definitely wasn't helping the team. And just at a certain point, we were just say, hey, like, you know, I could have kept pitching, but it just, you know, at that point it was just like, hey, let's make sure that we can kind of calm this thing down and you know, try to get ahead of it.
All right, so we'll see what the Yankees determine is next for Max Fried. In the National Hockey League last night, the Avs come from 3 goals down to beat the Minnesota Wild, and they win the series 4-3. They're back in the Western Conference Finals thanks to Nathan MacKinnon, who ended up having the tying goal. Sabres and Canadiens tonight in a critical Game 5, 7 o'clock Eastern in Buffalo. And the Golden Knights lead their series against Anaheim, and they can win the series if they win tonight.